Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Comfort Session. We had an amazing episode yesterday with our friend Miss Chatterjee, all the way from Mumbai, who entertained us with some very beautiful songs from Pakistan and from India. And today we have a very special guest with us from Pakistan who has made her mark on Pakistani film and drama industry in a very short span of time. She has done some amazing work in the recent years and is slowly getting to the point in which she'll be recognized for in the top actresses of Pakistan. I'm talking about Kubra Khan, and I'm just going to invite her in right now. I've sent you the invitation, Kubra. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Not bad, thank you, not bad. How could I possibly be at this time right now, to be honest?
Sure, you're in Pakistan or London?
Pardon?
You're in Pakistan or London?
I'm in Pakistan right now.
Okay, okay. So how's your quarantine going?
It's going good. I've probably gone out about 3 or 4 times for groceries.
Right.
But that too, the worst thing is that you go out to do such a normal thing that you would do in any day, and you come back feeling so paranoid that you're almost certain that you've caught something. And then that paranoia continues for the next couple of days. So it's okay, but I'm coping okay, not bad. It's given me time to reflect for myself, though, is a good thing.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like
Yeah.
quarantine, we were discussing yesterday as well on our show that in quarantine, we get to self introspect and we get to learn a lot of things that we are often ignoring
Right.
About ourselves.
Right. Definitely. I felt the same. I think the first few days were they were kind of normal because I don't think it had hit at that point, to be honest. But then it kind of came to a point when I started to realize that this is probably the best time for self-reflection. Not just for you as a person, but at the same time, seeing that position that we're in, and then there are a lot of people who are in, kind of a worse condition than we are. And if this is not the time where we kind of empathize with them, I mean, who are we at the end of the day,
Yeah.
So the self-reflective and I think that's really hit hard. I mean, at least to me and a lot of people that I know, and I hope that, a lot of people are feeling that, because if we actually stick with this feeling, I think we're all going to come out of quarantine or, this corona situation much kinder, better human beings. And I think that's going to benefit the world overall.
That is true. Well, officially, welcome to Let's Talk, and thank you very much for giving us time for this comfort session.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. So the point is that the people get to hear good stories and good conversation in this time, especially when they're in quarantine and there's a lot of negative stuff happening. So we hope that after this conversation, they go to bed happily and they have a bright end to their day.
Right. So you broke up a little bit.
I'm sorry. I think there's a voice.
It's a bit of lag, isn't it?
Yeah, there is an echo, right?
There is a little bit of echo, yeah.
Should I rejoin? I mean, like, should I restart it? Would that work? I think because people cannot hear us well.
No, you were fine like a couple of minutes ago. It's just the last sentence I missed.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Like, is there an echo on your side?
I can hear you. Yeah. No, not really. It's just the sound is slightly far.
Okay. All right. So let's start the conversation. So you started pretty young in modeling and acting when you were like 16 or 17 years old.
Yeah, about 17 years old. Yes.
Okay.
Actually,
so
I probably came into. Pardon?
No, sorry. Go ahead.
I probably came into the industry at the age of, I think, 19, maybe. I think I was 19, because that was the first time I actually came to Pakistan. And I did Na Maloom Afraad while I was still 19. So that was the time when I properly came into the industry. But yes, I was modeling in London, here and there. I was doing, a good amount of work. But at the same time, education was more important to me, so I was kind of paying more attention to that, to be honest. And since we're talking about positivity, I feel like there's a lot of people, there's this like presumption about celebrities and actors and, you know, directors and musicians or even like that, where people think, you know, oh, they've got it so easy and stuff. You know, the thing is, we don't. I've come back from a background where, you know, alhamdulillah, Allah was too kind, but at the same time, at a very young age, I had my fair share of hardship that I went through. Now it depends on your mindset, you know, whether you're always given two paths, whether you want to go to the right or the wrong. That's where it really comes down to, right? I mean, I was kind to be supported by my family, and not for the industry. I mean, generally speaking, I was kind to have such a loving family that I didn't lose the plot, you know, completely in that sense. I chose to go the right way about it because I know for a fact there's so many people out there. And obviously, this situation is just an example because I know a lot of people who are going to come out of this, they're either going to be on one end of the spectrum or the other end. So I feel like there's always a path, and I feel like people can better their lives day by day. And if there was any time, right now is the time to better yourself, you know? And that's why, like, I just want to say out there, I want to put it out there that not all of us have it easy. You know, in fact, most of us don't have it easy. And I'm talking on behalf of our industry people, you know, be it whichever profession that they're in. Could be directors, actors, musicians, you know, sportsmen even. I feel like it's not as easy as you guys make it sound. And at the end of the day, we're also human. We have the same kind of heart that you do. We have the same blood that you do. We have the same, you know, muscles and tissues that you guys do. So spread positivity, be kind, and trust me, I feel like I've learned this the hard way. That when you start to forgive, even to the people who haven't asked forgiveness,
Sorry, Kubra. Sure. People are saying there's a voice issue. Can you move your location? I'm going to also try to get my headphones. There is some
okay,
issue.
sure. Yeah, I'll just get my headphones in. Perfect, no worries.
Yeah, just get my headphones.
Yeah, no worries.
Right. Sorry, guys. Just give us a moment. Is the voice better? All right.
Hello, I'm back. I just need to connect my headphones now.
Okay. Is it working now?
Is it any better? I can hear you really clearly now. Yeah.
Okay,
It's so
perfect,
much
perfect.
better.
Yeah, I think it's much better now. Sorry about that. I think there's some issue with the Instagram voice. It happens.
Probably, but your voice is not matching with your video right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. There must be
But that's
something
okay.
off. All right, that's fine. That's fine. We'll just continue. All right. So, so you started pretty young, and then you got your first break in Na Maloom Afraad.
That's
So,
correct.
was it easy, you know, breaking into Pakistan film industry, or I mean, like, what can you take us through, like, some, you know, issues that you faced, and how did you overcome that?
Um, See, I can't say whether it was easy or not because my intention wasn't to come to Pakistan to work. It was never my intention. I was living a life in UK. I have, you know, lived my entire life in UK. So I never even imagined that I would come back to Pakistan, and that too alone, outside of like just a family holiday. I never thought I would come back and, you know, start
Mm,
working and be in the mainstream at any point.
mm,
So when
mm,
I actually came to attend a wedding, which was Ahmed Ali Button Fatma Khan's wedding, and I
mm,
love them to bits. So when I came here, they really pushed that, you know, you've worked in UK as well, so you should consider working here as well because you do good. So I was like, okay, I'll consider it. So they kind of pushed me at that point. And then I went back. Like I did a couple of things here, and then I went back to London because I never had any intention of working here. Then a year on, I got a message from Nabil Qureshi on my Facebook saying that I've seen your pictures and I am making a movie and I'd like you to be a part of it. And I was like, I don't know. He might be some fake person, like some random person, you know?
Correct.
I don't know. And then he messaged me saying,
somebody in
some
Africa
random-
asked me to send some money.
Exactly. So I was like, abhi koi ajeeb message aayega. But luckily, like eventually he made me believe that he was a legit person. And then a week on, I was in Pakistan shooting for Na Maloom Afraad, not knowing anything about acting, like literally not knowing. I can't watch Na Maloom Afraad. Like as much as I love the movie itself, I can't watch it because every time I watch it, I'm like, bro, what the heck are you doing? Because I'm like, that is not acting. What is it? And my eyebrows were so skinny as well, which is weird. But it's funny to watch it back every time I do. But overall, it was a great movie, and you know, I think it was such a benchmark for our industry as well. So when it comes to hardship, in that sense, I won't be able to define whether it was hard or not entering the industry. But then after I had entered the industry, it was tough because
it was tough.
because you know, Pakistani दिखने वाली गोरी लड़की आ गई है पाकिस्तान में जिसको बोलना सही तरह से नहीं आता, जिसकी इंग्लिश इतनी स्ट्रांग है और उर्दू का एक्सेंट इतना ज्यादा बुरा है कि you know, what do we even say to you? So I used to get a lot of backlash, a lot of negativity. I mean, in fact, there were people who would kind of tell me, "Okay, oh, go back to your country." And I was like, "What?
This is my country.
This is my country, exactly. This is my country." So
yeah, casting couch ka hai. Is there like anything like casting couch in Pakistan?
You know what? I've heard about it, but I haven't witnessed it myself, and I haven't seen anyone go through it myself either, or even complain about it within the industry. Alhamdulillah. I feel like here people do kind of work on merit a lot, which is a good thing, which is a very good thing. I mean, of course, there will be this ikka dukka situation of, you know, yaar mere dost ka ye hai, ya meri family ka member hai. There'll be situations like that, but casting couch itself, I mean, I think it's such a big thing. That alhamdulillah, it doesn't, according to me, it doesn't exist here, and I hope it stays that way because
and tell me something, jab Me Too movement start hui, and it created a whole you know, storm in Hollywood and Bollywood and everywhere.
Right.
Do you think ke Pakistan mein a Me Too movement start hone ke baad did anything change that you could visibly notice that, you know, now things are like, you know, a little bit more professional and people are more careful now after the Me Too movement?
I do think that people are, if they were like careful before, now they're even more careful about the situation because obviously you don't know who's going to flip at what time. Because obviously with that movement going on, I feel like a lot of people got like the courage to come out and talk about it, you know, and I think the employers or the people who were obviously the harassers, if you want to call them, I think they've kind of become a little bit more vigilant about it as well, that, okay, we can't do that. So, yeah, I do think that people have become, and even, I mean, forget about the people who were obviously a part of it anyways, even the people who had nothing to do with it. I mean, I know some kindest, nicest people, even girls, like, we became like, okay, you know what, I don't even know if I should say hi to this person or not, you know, like a normal social situation became an awkward situation at one point, but then we kind of grew out of it because obviously we've known each other for such a long time. We've kind of grown out of it, but I have seen such a huge difference when it comes to people being even more careful that you don't know what, like I might be saying something out of kindness, I don't know how you're going to take it, you know, and I think that's been a part of our lives generally forever because I know a lot of people that I'm a very happy-go-lucky person. Like, I'm always laughing and smiling, and the way I talk as well. I'm just a friendly person. I've been accused in past that, you know, she's flirtatious, and I'm just like, I'm being nice, but if you can't take it, then you know what, back off kind of situation. So that has always been a part of so many people's lives. I know so many men as well who are just kind people, and they have no intention of going to that route, but I've seen girls coming back and saying that, oh, wo to line mara tha mujh pe, and I'm like, I I don't think so.
Yeah, he's just being
I
nice.
think
Yeah,
he's just
he's
being
just
nice.
being nice.
There is something being,
Correct.
you know, nice as well. But
Correct.
this movement kind of made you even more, I think, cautious. It made you want to be a little bit more
Cautious.
cautious that should I even be nice now? I think it kind of had a little bit,
Mm.
it had a lot of positive impacts, but at the same
Mm.
time, for oneself, I felt like a lot of people became like went into
Mm.
shells at that point. I know a couple of
Mm.
people who went into shells who were like, you know, just generally friendly people. But
Mm.
because the movement, they're like, yaar, ab to kuch kar nahi sakte, kyunki, I mean, we can't even
Mm.
talk nicely to
Mm.
people because, I mean, अगर मैंने hi या hello या how are you कह दिया, मुझे नहीं पता अगला
Mm.
बंदा कैसे उसको लेगा.
कैसे उसको
So
interpret
I
करेगा?
don't
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm.
But I
Mm.
think it's a
Mm.
good thing. I think generally one should be cautious in life because you don't know what the other
Mm.
person's gonna take that.
Correct. So you
Yeah.
have your fans here as well. Fatma Sarfraz has a question for you that you had a very heavy character in Alif. How did you, make yourself comfortable doing that, and how did you practice for it?
You see, like as soon as you said Alif, I have like a huge smile on my face because I
Yeah.
think all my fans, my friends, and I don't even call them my fans, they're my family to be really honest, because these guys have been there from
Mm.
such a start that, you know, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be there. But a lot of
Mm.
my you know fan know already that Alif was life changing for me in more than one
Mm.
way.
Mm.
The dialogues, the script, the fact that, you
Mm.
know, I was playing an actor, but at the same
Mm.
time, an actor who was going towards a journey of spirituality and then eventually
Mm.
Allah. But also a
Mm.
mother, also a woman in love. I wouldn't say a lover, but a woman madly in love. So she was playing
Mm.
all those characters that I feel like I have of it, not the mother part, but obviously I think every
Mm.
woman has gone through at some point in
Mm.
her life. And I think
Mm.
Husna Jahan's character was built so beautifully that,
Mm.
in all honesty, I was really freaked out that I'm not going to be able to do justice to it. I actually spoke to Haseeb
Mhm.
Bhai and I said that as much as I love the character and I would do anything to be a part of it, but
Mm.
I'm scared, what if I don't do justice? I remember going to set day one and being like, "Aapko वाकई लगता है कि मैं कर सकती हूँ ये?" And he's like, "Kubra, तुम
Mm.
उसने
Mm.
जहाँ हो, you are." And
Mm.
I'm just like,
Mm.
okay, but I don't know. I don't want
Mm.
to, you know, I don't want her Husna
Mhm.
Jahan to lose this special, like everything that she had about her. I don't want to lose
Mm.
even like a milligram of it. It was like that.
Mm.
But that character, I I never prepared for it. I feel like my life had prepared me for it. And I think
Mhm.
sometimes some things come to you as a present, as a gift.
Mm.
And Alif came to
Mm.
me as a gift at that point. Because obviously I
Mm.
think everyone goes through a certain point in their lives. And I was
Mm.
going through a certain point in my life at that time when Alif came to me. So
Mm.
I don't know, it just tied together so well that I never had to prepare
Okay.
for it.
Did you
I don't know, my
resonate
situation.
anything? Like, was there anything you already used to feel that made you resonate with the character when you
Oh
read it?
yeah, yeah, definitely. Not just Husna Jahan. I mean, Husna Jahan was
Mm.
that character is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen in my entire life, literally.
Mm.
But not
Mm.
just Husna Jahan. Every character in Alif was so
Mm.
powerful. You know, every character had its own
Mm.
journey. I relate to my
Mm.
character a lot because obviously one Husna Jahan was a film star, right? She was an
Mm.
actor in the drama. But then it's
Mm.
her journey, finding her path to Allah
Mm.
and realizing that anything that you get in this world, be it family, be it, unfortunately, even family, but be it family, be it friends, be it money, be it fame, power, whatever it is, it's going to be left here. And at the end, you're going to
Mm.
be facing your Lord, just
Mm.
you, just your soul,
Mm.
and nothing else. Like, आप जितने
Mm.
करोड़ कमा लो यहाँ पे, जितने awards या power ले लो, at the end, when you
Mm.
face your Lord, that's it. It's just you and him.
Mm.
So
Mm.
Husna Jahan's character was all about ki amal kamao, you know, be kind,
Mm.
be nice, and, you know,
Mm.
fix yourself as a human being. So obviously, I
Mm.
think not just me, a lot of people related to it. I was just lucky enough or blessed enough to
Mm.
play that character, so I had to obviously be in
Mm.
her shoes and feel everything,
Mm.
you know, every moment. But
Mm.
yeah, I related to
Mm.
it to an extreme
That's
extent, in
excellent.
fact.
That's excellent. आपने एक character किया था जिसमें there was a huge part of sexual abuse as a child, and then you also go through the support system.
बिल्कुल.
How was that character? I mean, like, did it when you read it और जब आपने उसको किया, हमारे काफी लोग कह रहे हैं कि जरा आप थोड़ी उर्दू में बात करें, तो I'm gonna switch to Urdu, ताकि
Okay,
it's
sweet,
easier for them to understand.
sweet,
तो
sweet. Let's do that.
तो आपने जब वो कैरेक्टर किया तो वो कितना डिफिकल्ट था, क्योंकि ये ऐसा सब्जेक्ट है जो कि एक टैबू है, पाकिस्तान हो, इंडिया हो, या इवन अब्रॉड, लाइक इट्स कंसिडर्ड अ
बिल्कुल
टैबू। और उसके ऊपर
बिल्कुल
खास तौर पे अगर आप बात करें या उसको एक्ट करें तो एक इट कम्स विद अ लॉट ऑफ बैगेज। तो टेल अस अबाउट दैट कैरेक्टर कि हाउ डिड इट मेक यू फील, एंड डिड यू लर्न एनीथिंग इन द प्रोसेस दैट यू नो हाउ डिफिकल्ट द वर्ल्ड, कि कितना मुश्किल होगा उन लोगों के लिए जो ये वाकई इस चीज से गुजरते हैं?
um so that it was drama called Mukabil. It was Big Bang
हम्म
production, and till date, I thank Fahad Mustafa for letting me be a part of it. क्योंकि
हम्म
जब मुझे ये ड्रामा ऑफर हुआ था, उस
हम्म
वक्त जब मैंने स्टोरी सब सुनी थी, मुझे बस ये पता था कि इट्स अ विक्टिम ऑफ चाइल्ड अब्यूज. दैट्स ऑल आई न्यू.
हम्म
That's all I knew, kind of thing. So when I told people कि मुझे एक ड्रामा ऑफर हुआ, I'm thinking to do it, the first thing that
हम्म
came to me was, पागल तो नहीं हो गई? तुम क्यों करोगी? Why do you
हम्म
want to play a character जो
हम्म
sexual abuse का part उसको, I mean, rape हुआ है, तुम वो character क्यों करोगी? अभी ना करो, तुम्हारा
हम्म
career तबाह हो जाएगा. Literally मुझे
हम्म
काफी लोगों ने कहा था तुम्हारा career तबाह हो जाएगा अगर आते ही तुमने दूसरे ड्रामे में
हम्म
ही rape victim play कर लिया, वो भी child abuse का.
हम्म
So
हम्म
I was like, I don't know. तो at one point मैं थोड़ी सी
हम्म
wavy भी हो गई थी कि should I do it or not. फिर मुझे
हम्म
उन्होंने पूरी story बताई उसकी, and I was like,
हम्म
you know what, अल्लाह का नाम
हम्म
लेके. It's funny, my mom actually said that. She said that
हम्म
ये चीज एक ऐसा टॉपिक है जिसके बारे में बात नहीं होती, कुबरा. ठीक है, और बहुत लोग
हम्म
इसके थ्रू जा रहे हैं. पीपल आर गोइंग थ्रू दिस एनीवेज. इसकी वजह से
हम्म
काफी लोगों की जिंदगियां बहुत ज्यादा अफेक्टेड हैं. तो
हम्म
शी सेड कि अल्लाह का नाम नहीं कर लो, यू डोंट नो कि तुम्हारा
हम्म
कितना एफर्ट किसके काम आ जाए. एंड दिस वाज लिटरली हर
हम्म
वर्ड्स. उस टाइम मैं लंदन में ही
हम्म
थी, तो आई केम बैक, मैं वापस पाकिस्तान
हम्म
कराची आई और हमने ड्रामा शूट
हम्म
करना शुरू किया.
हम्म
um it was बहुत मुश्किल था मेरे लिए वो ड्रामा करना. वो
हम्म
बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल हो गया था क्योंकि आई हैड सीन पीपल से कि आपके कैरेक्टर्स आप पे इम्पैक्ट करते हैं. ऑब्वियसली हुस्न
हम्म
जहाँ एक कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट स्टोरी है, लेकिन
हम्म
दैट कैरेक्टर वाज सो कॉम्प्लिकेटेड. It was so complicated that I think anybody would have gotten affected. I think मुझे mentally काफी और emotionally बहुत affect हुआ था उससे, क्योंकि
हम्म
basically एक लड़की है जो बचपन में she had gone through child abuse. लेकिन लोगों ने काफी हद तक लोगों ने child abuse की situation देखी, लेकिन उन्होंने ये नहीं देखा कि उसकी पूरी personality तबाह हो गई. जो बचपन से जो एक बंदे की या इंसान की जो पर्सनालिटी डेवलप होती है, जो आपकी सिक्योरिटीज होती हैं, जो आपकी पावर्स होती हैं, जो आपको अंदर से महसूस होता है कि ये मेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट्स है, ये मेरी वीक पॉइंट्स है, वो हर चीज वो क्लीन स्लेट हो गई है. तो जब वो बड़ी हुई है, उसके अंदर कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है, उसके अंदर सिर्फ गुस्सा है, इरिटेशन है, एजिटेशन है जिंदगी के बारे में. किसी को देखती है तो शी डजंट वांट टू टॉक टू देम. अपनी माँ से बात नहीं कर सकती. तो उसने एक एक्चुअली एक पर्सनालिटी में डेवलप हो गया कि वो आई कांटेक्ट भी नहीं कर सकती, और वो करती है तो फिर शी इज काइंड ऑफ जस्ट फोकस्ड एट इट. तो मेंटली इट्स अफेक्टेड हर सो मच, एंड दिस इज समथिंग दैट पीपल डोंट रियलाइज इट काफी हद तक, कि ऑफ कोर्स एक इंस्टेंट बहुत ज्यादा important, like not even important, it's like it's destroyed your life in some extent, in more than one extent in fact. लेकिन जो impact आपको mentally और emotionally आता है, उसके बारे में लोग बात नहीं करते, and मुकाबिल spoke about that. और मेरे लिए वो मुश्किल
और I mean
इसलिए
like
था
आपने
क्योंकि
उसके बाद sorry to cut you, like जब आप when you were filming and stuff, तो उस वक्त जब आपने obviously you acted out scenes के जब आपने जो उस बच्ची के साथ mental trauma and all that है, तो क्या you started, आपने दुनिया को एक different lens से देखना शुरू कर दिया and you were more
yes,
cognizant of effects?
yes, that's exactly what I was getting to. मेरे लिए मुश्किल इसलिए हो गया था कि जब हम शूट नहीं भी कर रहे होते थे, आई फेल्ट कि मैं तब भी उसी फ्रेम में ही होती थी, क्योंकि मेरे कैरेक्टर का इशू ये था कि वो एक नॉर्मल इंसान को भी एज अ प्रेडेटर देखती है, एंड दैट वाज द वर्स्ट थिंग. एंड आई फेल्ट लाइक आई स्टार्टेड गेटिंग अफेक्टेड बाय दैट, कि अगर मैं किसी को रोड पे देखूं, बाप बेटी या मामू और उनकी भतीजी या कजिन या एक बड़ा आदमी और छोटी बच्ची या बच्चा इवन, अगर मैं देखूं तो मेरे दिमाग में अजीब अजीब चीजें उस टाइम, आई वाज लाइक दिस इज नॉट राइट. एक नॉर्मल जिंदगी में इंसान को ऐसे नहीं सोचना चाहिए. बट मुझे इतना अफेक्ट किया वो उस चीज ने. लेकिन उस चीज से एक बहुत खूबसूरत चीज भी हुई. जब पहली एपिसोड रिलीज हुई थी, तो मुझे इस वक्त पे मुझे खत आए, like literally emails, post, वो तो एक अलग चीज है, लेकिन मुझे खत आए उस वक्त पे, people confessing कि इस ड्रामे की वजह से हमें हिम्मत मिली कि हम इस बारे में बात कर सके। मैंने कुछ लोगों ने अपनी माँ को बताया, कुछ लोगों ने अपने कजन को बताया, कुछ लोगों ने बंदे का ही बता दिया कि इसने किया था हमारे साथ, उन्होंने सही पॉइंट करके तुमने मेरी जिंदगी ऐसे की थी, तुम्हारी वजह से मैं ऐसी हो गई हूँ, या ऐसा हो गया। उन लड़कों के भी मुझे इनफैक्ट मैसेजेस आए, एंड इट वाज अनफॉर्चुनेट टू सी दैट, बट एट द सेम टाइम इट रियली मेड मी रियलाइज कि उस वक्त पे आई थिंक मुझे एग्जैक्टली परसेंटेज याद नहीं है, लेकिन बहुत हाई परसेंटेज था ऑफ चाइल्ड अब्यूज, लेकिन नोबडी स्पोक अबाउट इट, लाइक यू सेड टैबू है, नोबडी स्पोक अबाउट इट। लेकिन उस वक्त पे आई रिमेम्बर कि काफी लोगों ने बात करना शुरू कर दी थी, एंड काफी सिचुएशन, काफी इश्यूज ऐसे होते हैं आपकी जिंदगी के कि आप बात ही कर लेना उनके बारे में, तो इट मेक्स ऑल द डिफरेंस, जस्ट लेटिंग इट आउट। अगर आप अपने आप, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू हर्ट योरसेल्फ एंड यू नो यू ट्राई टू हाइड इट इंस्टेड ऑफ हीलिंग इट, at the end of the day वो कभी heal नहीं होगा। So sometimes like for example situations as such you have to let it out, and I feel like उस ड्रामे ने काफी लोगों को ये हिम्मत दी थी कि वो इस बारे में बात कर सकें। एक लड़की से मेरी भी बात होती है, उसकी माशाल्लाह शादी हो गई है, और वो she is in her 30s now and she didn't want to get married because उसको था कि मैं तो किसी को टच भी नहीं कर, टच तो बहुत दूर की बात है, कहती मैं, अजीब बात ये है कि मुझे कोई बच्चा भी या बच्चे भी आके टच कर ले, मैं अजीब हो जाती हूँ कि मुझसे नहीं हैंडल होता है। और उसकी तकरीबन 3 साल पहले शादी हुई है, दो साल पहले उसकी शादी हुई है लास्ट ईयर, एंड इट मेड मी वेरी हैप्पी कि आफ्टर कमिंग आउट टू हर फैमिली अबाउट दैट सिचुएशन शी फेल्ट बेटर, एंड शी सेड कि मैं, शी स्टार्टेड टेकिंग थेरेपी एज वेल, और लकीली उसकी फैमिली जो थी वेरी नाइस, उसकी फैमिली बहुत अंडरस्टैंडिंग थी, उसने अपनी अम्मी को बताया था, और उसका एक फैमिली मेंबर था जिसका ही वाज ऑब्वियसली इन्वॉल्व्ड उस सिचुएशन में, और उसकी अम्मी ने वादन सेइंग कि चुप करो बदनामी होगी, उसकी अम्मी ने लिटरली जूता उठाया और जाके मारना शुरू कर दिया उसको, और सारी फैमिली में शी टुक एक्शन, और उस बात पे लड़की को और हिम्मत मिली। उसको हुआ कि अगर मैं पहले बता देती तो शायद मैं इस मेंटल सिचुएशन में ही ना होती, यू नो। तो वो शी वाज, हाँ, क्योंकि उसका शी वाज अफेक्टेड आई थिंक एट द एज ऑफ 13 or 14, उस एज पे हुआ था। कहती हालांकि अब मुझे होश था, मुझे आई न्यू थिंग्स, लेकिन आई नेवर रियलाइज कि ऐसे कुछ हो सकता था। So from that age till, you know, recently, obviously she wasn't able to speak about it, obviously, क्योंकि हर फैमिली में होता है कि लोग क्या कहेंगे, लोग क्या कहेंगे, and of course बहुत जरूरी होता है ये as well, but at the same time अगर आपने अपनी फैमिली को ही प्रोटेक्ट नहीं कर सकते तो फिर आप क्या ही कर रहे हो जिंदगी में। तो उसकी अम्मी चीती निकली एंड शी सेड कि नहीं, मैं अपनी बेटी को खुद प्रोटेक्ट करूंगी। So it made me happier, in fact, to be honest, the impact Muqabil had on people, but at the same time on me as well, because मुझे इतनी positive चीजें देखने को मिली उस वक्त पे कि it made me really happy.
That's good. Are you a spiritual person? Like Alif, जब आपने ड्रामा किया उसमें जो spiritual, like उसमें did it add to your internal struggles that you know हम सब की होती है struggle कि हम materialism और materialistic दुनिया और एक spiritual दुनिया के अंदर struggle कर रहे होते हैं कि क्या this is enough? I mean, like are we fighting or are we running after things which are materialistic and they're going to stay here, or should we spend more time towards things which are like you know more you know permanent and more into spirituality? तो क्या उससे कोई change? क्योंकि अभी एक question भी आया था कि you said recently somebody asked Das Maluka that you spoke about maybe leaving this industry. So was this a part of something which is you know a greater spiritual journey, or is unrelated and something else?
Oh, it is definitely spiritual journey. It's definitely that. I spoke about it not once, अब मैं काफी टाइम से इस बारे में बात कर रही हूँ, and I stand by it still. क्योंकि जिस दिन वो क्लिक हो गया मेरा, I'm gonna leave the industry, and that's one thing I stand by it. My only situation is कि मैं अभी भी struggle में हूँ कि I'm trying to find a balance. मैं कोशिश कर रही हूँ कि मैं एक balance ढूंढ लूँ बीच में, जहाँ पे मैं दीन और दुनिया को साथ में लेके चलूँ। और अगर मुझे at any point लगता है कि इस इंडस्ट्री में रह के मैं नहीं कर पा रही, then I will have to leave. I have no choice. But as of now, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, जब से मेरा ये ट्रांजिशन शुरू हुआ है स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी का, तब से लेके अब तक I haven't had उस तरह का कोई you know sorry it got cut off. I haven't had any trouble इस तरह से, because I've been very picky. क्योंकि जब मैंने ये डिसाइड किया तो उसके बाद obviously उस दौरान अलिफ चल रहा था anyways और उसके बाद I didn't do anything like that. I'm just being very picky with my projects, क्योंकि I feel like इंडस्ट्री छोड़ना काफी आसान है as well at the same time, क्योंकि आप completely या तो boycott कर दो किसी चीज को, या completely आप एक या दूसरी extreme पे चले जाओ. You either take a break, which is another good option as well. लेकिन I feel like because we're artists, it's hard for us, you know. It's hard for us क्योंकि I feel like art जो एक चीज है वो एक बीज होता है जो एक इंसान के अंदर होता है, और अगर वो ब्लूम करना शुरू कर दे तो उसको काटना बहुत मुश्किल है. मुश्किल नहीं बल्कि नामुमकिन है, क्योंकि वो एक चीज हमेशा आपके अंदर रहेगी. So it has affected me, लेकिन luckily so far I've been very picky with my projects, so I feel like I might be able to find that balance. But like I said, if at any point मुझे लगता है कि मैं नहीं ढूंढ पा रही वो balance, तो फिर obviously I will just let go. Because
Good
let's
luck
face
to you.
it, कि
Whatever
balance
you
ढूंढना ही सबसे मुश्किल चीज होती है.
सबसे प्रॉब्लम यही है. I mean, like balance ढूंढते ढूंढते you steer off course and then you realize कि this is not what you want, and then you try to come back, but it's too late, and then you're
It's too
looking for
late.
new
Exactly.
things. So it's too late. अभी बल्कि ये जो अभी कल परसों जो डेथ्स भी हुई इरफान खान की, ऋषि कपूर की, and it makes you think कि जितना भी करियर हो सब कुछ हो, लेकिन at the end of the day this is all transit. आप एक ट्रांजिट से गुजर रहे हैं, और ये सब चीजें जो हैं वो at the end of the day they're gonna stay here and not go with you.
That's
So
exactly it. Yeah.
that's excellent. Acha, so a question is for you कि अभी आपके जो next upcoming project है, मैं लंदन नहीं जाऊंगी,
जी.
उसमें उसके जो writer हैं, he has made some very misogynistic remarks, and you have been working and very vocal about women empowerment. So what is your take on it? How are we, because obviously I understand, मेरा question ये है कि I'm trying to like strike a neutral tone कि we have a profession and we have to follow that profession, right? हमारे पास कई दफा बहुत कम choices होती हैं कि हम किस तरह select करें, किस तरफ जाएं. लेकिन आपके ख्याल में आर्टिस्ट को कितना वोकल होना चाहिए इस तरह की चीजों में कि जब आप एक ऐसी जगह पे काम कर रहे हैं जहां पे मिसोजिनी और इस तरह के व्यूज को मेन स्ट्रीम करने की कोशिश की जाए, तो फिर व्हाट इज द लेवल कि जिस पे जाके आप उसको या तो डिनाउंस कर सकें या फिर यू कैन वर्क अगेंस्ट इट?
आई थिंक आर्टिस्ट को इतना वोकल होना चाहिए कि उसका अपना जो एक व्यू है दैट शुड बी आउट टू पीपल. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल अभी जो सब कुछ हुआ था उस वक्त पे everyone said कि why are you working with him, why तुमने क्यों काम किया उसके साथ. मैं सिर्फ एक चीज कह सकती हूँ उस वक्त के लिए कि मैं उनके साथ काम नहीं कर रही थी. मैंने वो फिल्म की है, उसका एक सोल एक बंदा है. The only reason I did the entire movie for is Nadeem Beg, and that's my director. He's a fantastic director. He is a fantastic human being, in fact, and that's the only reason. He said to me कि ये जो character है, I want you to do that character. So I said, do you think I should do that character? He said yes, and that was the entire conversation. To be really honest, when you have blind faith in somebody and they're not gonna do you wrong, natural सी बात है कि आप उनके ऊपर you rely on them. So I did that, and as much as I disagree with so many things that the writer has said, I unfortunately or fortunately, I don't even know, it doesn't reflect in his work. मेरा जो character है, it's so strong. Like literally, my character in London नहीं जाऊंगा is so strong. Like she stands on her own 2 feet. She's not gonna listen to anybody's, any kind of conversation. She's not gonna be, be pushed down at any point. And I like that. So when I read the character, I was like, I'm in love with Arzu. That's it. I love her. So, and then obviously this entire thing, controversy happened of him saying certain things. And I was totally against it, to be really honest. But at the same time, for people जो लोग कह रहे हैं कि तुम उनके साथ क्यों काम कर रही हो, with all due respect to everybody, मेरा sole reason of working in this movie is Nadeem Beg, and obviously the fact that मैंने उस production house के साथ काम किया, and obviously वो तो bonus on top है कि I'm working with such great people as well, whether it's Humayun or whether it's Nevish or Gohar, all of these people is just bonus on top. But my main reason is Nadeem Beg. But I do think people should be vocal. Agar something goes out of hand, naturally people need to be vocal about it as well. But again, one thing that I failed to grasp is there was this controversy some time back, which was, I completely say that the person who was in the controversy he had basically one of our senior actors. He had said something not so nice about one of our leading ladies, and I was
Yeah,
completely
I
against
remember.
it. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
completely against it. I was like, why would you say that? Why would you, like, that's the wrong thing to say. So I completely stood by the lady, right? One, because woman. Second, because, you know, she hadn't done anything to deserve that at any point. But what happens is that when you're being vocal and you're telling somebody to be respectful, don't forget your respect amidst that. मुझे लगता है कि उनको, क्योंकि at the end of the day गलत है वो, completely गलत है वो, लेकिन बड़े हैं वो, right? आप उनको इज्जत सिखाते हुए, उनको तमीज सिखाते हुए अपनी तमीज completely भूल गए, you know? So I feel like किसी की बुराई की वजह से अपनी अच्छाई तो ना भूलो. That's the one thing that I felt काफी दफा ये होता है. And जो लोग vocal होते हैं situation के बारे में, I feel like there are right ways of being vocal as well. आप respectful तरीके से भी आप अपनी बात सामने रख सकते हैं कि लोग ये situation है, मेरा ये view है इस बात पे. आपको भी गालम गलौज करना जरूरी नहीं है. You don't have to go out and shame somebody or belittle somebody like that, you know? And I feel like unfortunately हमारी, whether हमारी industry है और हमारे लोग जो हैं, I feel like कभी ना कभी वो एक line blur हो जाती है कि मैं एक, you know, अपने senior को, अपने बड़े को मैं गाली दे रही हूँ, कह रही कि गाली दे के कह रही हूँ कि तुम्हें तमीज नहीं है. फिर मुझ में कहाँ तमीज है? मुझ में भी तो तमीज नहीं है ना. तो वो एक line blur हो
You're
जाती है.
falling
तो
on the
opinion,
same.
exactly, फिर उनमें और मुझ में क्या फर्क रह गया? तो मेरा यही कि ओपिनियन देना जरूरी है, लेकिन उसमें आप ये ना भूलें कि आपकी तमीज और आपकी जो इज्जत है वो क्या है, वो ना भूलें कि आप अंदर से कौन है. That's the main thing. But yes, it's very important to put forward what your views are.
Correct. Ima Beg is saying hello. She's in our session.
Ima,
She's
I
saying I
love
love you.
you. I love you. I can't see the
Okay,
comments,
so
by the
let's.
way. The comments are stuck.
The comments are stuck. Really, I can see
Yeah,
them.
I
There's a
can't see
lot
them.
of
They're stuck.
comments.
The last one is from Kubra Khan. Hi, Kubra Khan.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who have, who have sent comments and compliments and all that. So there's very hard to read, but they're all like positive and nice comments.
Oh,
Let me ask you some fun questions now before we let you
okay.
go.
Okay.
So do you remember the first time you got recognized, like, you know, after working outside, you were walking somewhere in the mall or somewhere, and somebody said, "Oh, you know, are you that girl who's playing that character?" So
The
how was that
first
experience and
time.
where was it?
The first time. The first time was actually, I mean, social media was the first place जहाँ पे मुझे recognition मिलना शुरू हुई थी. एक पेज था इट्स कुब्रा खान के नाम का, जब मैंने पहले संगे मरमर किया था उस वक्त पे. ओ एक सिचुएशन, नॉट ए सिचुएशन, एक इंसिडेंट हुआ था where मैं ना मालूम अफराद करके वापस लंदन चली गई थी, और जब ना मालूम अफराद रिलीज हुई थी तो उसके रिव्यूज ले रहे थे लोगों से, फीडबैक ले रहे थे लोगों से, और एयर वाई पे आई थिंक ये चल रहा था. एंड द गर्ल वाज खिजरा आमिर, मुझे उनका नाम क्लियरली याद है, उनका नाम खिजरा आमिर था, और सारे लोग सबकी तारीफ कर रहे थे, और खिजरा आमिर ने कहा था कुब्रा ने इतना अच्छा काम किया, आई लव हर टू बिट्स, एंड आई वाज लाइक she knows me. And I saw that in TV, so I was very happy about that. So वो एक मेरी memory है जो नहीं गई, and I just want to give a shout out to Khizra Amir. I remember you still, and thank you so much for your love, because I remember she made me feel very special at that one point.
That's great. And who did you give your first autograph to? Do you remember?
It was a child. मुझे उनका नाम exactly याद नहीं है. I think it was Osama or Usman, either one of them. लेकिन वो एक बच्चे
Okay.
थे. My first autograph was to that, and it was in London, so I was very happy.
That's great. That's great. So we have a fun quiz for you.
Okay.
So if you're ready, we'll go with
I'm
it.
ready. Yeah.
Which one of your friends from the industry will be the following characters from the sitcom Friends?
Oh, okay.
Ross.
Yeah, I think I already know that. Ross.
Ross.
I think Ross is Ross. I think is Asad Siddiqui.
Asad Siddiqui. Okay.
Yeah.
And Rachel?
Rachel is Zara Noor Abbas to a huge extent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. And Monica?
I'm Monica.
You're
all
Monica?
my friends, they're like,
You're a
I'm
clean
mix of
freak?
Monica and Phoebe. A clean freak is one thing, but she's the mother of everybody, right? वो हर चीज को dictate कर रही होती है कि इसको ऐसे करो, इसको ऐसे करो. So that's one thing, but at the same time, I'm a bit of a Phoebe as well. So I'm a mixture of both. But Monica is definitely 70%.
All right. And Chandler.
Gohar. Gohar Rashid. He's
Gohar?
Chandler.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah,
We had
yeah,
him
yeah,
2 days
yeah.
ago. He's a fun
Oh,
guy.
you
It was a
did? Yes.
nice
Gohar is
conversation with him.
Chandler.
Yeah.
But also,
That's right. Gohar is Chandler.
also Shahzad is Chandler as well, to a huge
Oh,
extent.
really?
Shahzad is a mixture of Joey and Chandler, I think.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And Phoebe.
Phoebe.
Hmm.
I don't
That
think
would
we
be an
have
interesting
anybody.
choice. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I don't think there's, I don't, yeah, I don't know any Phoebe, unfortunately. I don't
Really?
think so.
Okay.
Yeah, because the closest anybody said to Phoebe is, "Oh, brother, Phoebe is an ajiba," because she's a little bit of a weirdo, right?
Yeah.
So apparently
Yeah.
I'm like a huge weirdo. So yeah, I am that. Lekin I can't think of any Phoebe in my life, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't think of a Phoebe, unfortunately.
And Joey.
Joey, I think is Shazad to a huge, but not in a naughty sense, but that friendly, loving, caring sense. So he's a
Mm,
little bit of
hmm.
a, yeah, I think he's a little bit of a Joey, but again, he's a little bit of a Ross as well.
Okay.
But fully Joey is Kasha Afridi. That's it.
Oh,
That guy is
really?
hilarious. Yeah, he's hilarious. Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. And which of the actors would be in this can be in this political role in Pakistan? Like अगर आपके पास choice हो और
Okay.
आपने vote करना है इनमें से किसी के लिए, तो
Okay.
कौन who would you vote for as Prime Minister?
As Prime Minister, I just got a funny reply to that. Danish from Mere Paas Tum Ho. It's not even a real person. I feel like Danish in Mere Paas Tum Ho can like take over the entire Pakistan, and everyone's gonna listen to him. One of the main reason is because everyone's gonna listen to him. But as seriously speaking,
Mm,
I think our Prime Minister is good. I don't,
okay.
but other than that, Danish.
Okay. And foreign minister.
Foreign Minister.
Yeah.
Foreign Minister would be, I think Adnan
You?
Siddiqui for some reason.
Not
Yeah. Although,
That's
although,
right.
although, when it comes back to Prime Minister, I think
Yeah.
one person would do a great job at it, but he's not in the industry anymore, or for some time at least. That's Hamza Ali Abbasi. I think he would do a great job at being a Prime Minister. Yeah.
As the prime minister or foreign minister?
Prime Minister. I went back to the first question.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, Adnan Siddiqui
And
for Foreign Minister, yeah.
foreign minister. And how about information minister?
Okay, I should have chosen that for Adnan Siddiqui actually, because he's like a powerhouse of information. So I think he would
Yeah.
have done a great job. But information minister, either Adnan Siddiqui again or Bilal Ashraf. That guy has a lot of information stuck in his head. Bilal Ashraf has a lot of information in his head.
That is good. That is great. And before we let you go, any message that you have for your fans and people who are stuck in quarantine, like, any message of hope and anything you want to say to them?
Yes, I do. I think जो मैं कह रही हूँ वो एक record पे बस play कर देना चाहिए, क्योंकि मैं बार बार यही चीज कहती हूँ कि ये जो
Mm.
वक्त है, इस वक्त में काफी लोग हैं हम जो अपने घरों में सुकून से बैठे हैं, काफी हद तक सुकून से बैठे हैं. हमें टेंशन हो रही है कि क्वारंटीन में फंस के हैं, लेकिन एटलीस्ट हमारे सर पे छत है, एटलीस्ट हमें खाने को खाना मिलता है. काफी लोग ऐसे हैं जो इस सिचुएशन में नहीं है, अनफॉर्चुनेटली, जिनके काम खत्म हो गए, जो खाना नहीं खा सकते, जिनके सर पे छत पे नहीं है इनफैक्ट. उनके लिए try to help as much as possible, but at the same time when it comes to yourself, मैं बस ये कहना चाहती हूँ कि ये वक्त भी गुजर जाएगा, अपने आप को बेहतर करें और अल्लाह से करीब हो ज़्यादा, क्योंकि एक चीज़ मैंने रियलाइज किया, आप जितना अल्लाह के करीब होते हैं आप उतना अपने करीब होते हैं, और जब आप अपने करीब होते हैं तो फिर you just end up not doing as much wrong when you're close to your core. So मैं बस ये कहना चाहती हूँ, be kind, be nice, and just be the best version of yourself. That's what I want to say. And this
That's good.
time of quarantine is the best time to do that.
That is true. That is true. Are you a singer or are you gonna tell us a verse? It's your choice.
I'm a what, sorry?
I said, are you gonna sing a line for us from any song or are you gonna tell us a verse? These are
A
two
verse.
mandatory questions. Yeah. या गाना
Verse.
सुना दे कोई एक लाइन या कोई एक शेर.
एक शेर. I think मैं शेर सुना देती हूँ.
Not a song? Come on.
No, I can't sing to save my life. But शेर मुझे, I have this शेर जो कि actually फारसी में
Yeah.
शेर है.
Mm.
लेकिन मुझे उसके लफ्ज सही तरह देखने पड़ेंगे. But can I translate it instead?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
can I
sure.
just take a second to look at the share instead?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I have it
Sure,
saved.
sure.
Okay, just give me a second.
Sure, sure. Take your time, no worries.
Farsi is
Okay.
Persian actually, and it goes something like दरमियान खारे दरिया तख्त बंदम कर दे बाज़मी गोई दामन तर नकुन. That basically means कि, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to it as well. That basically means कि एक तख्त के साथ मुझे बांध में दरिया में फेंक दिया और बाद में कहते कि दामन गीला ना करो अपना. Like I feel like a lot of that's one thing that I kind of relate to, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to. But it's a beautiful verse for a lot of people
Correct.
जो blame game करते हैं काफी ज़्यादा उनके लिए. और I think हमारी दुनिया में बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो blame game करते हैं, हालांकि वो खुद ही एक इंसान को उस तरह की situation में डालते हैं. But yes, that's one thing. It's one
Yeah,
of my
no,
favorites.
that's a good verse, and that really applies to a lot of situations, especially
बिल्कुल.
Pakistan and India में खासतौर पे जहाँ पे एक बड़ा complicated system है, social system. So there's a lot
बिल्कुल.
of blame game. You know, people try to use the other's shoulder to
Exactly.
and then blame
Yeah.
the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you
It
for
was great
having
having
me.
you in the session, and hope you stay safe and
You
hope you
too.
enjoyed it. And
Thank
hope
you.
to see you soon. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
You too. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz. Allah
Give
Hafiz.
the office. Thank you, viewers, for joining in a very interesting and amazing session with Kubra Khan. She told us some amazing insights and amazing stories about her career. We will see you tomorrow with another great session with a person who is going to join us from Singapore. She's a very senior psychologist, and she will be joining us to give us some feedback and some information, very important information on how to take care of ourselves during quarantine and how to manage stress. So inshallah, see you all tomorrow, same time, 9:30 p.m. for Let's Talk Comfort Session with Salman Sufi Foundation. Allah Hafiz.